I can tell how sexually active you are from the velocity of your urination. Wow, dear. Well, this is just one of the biggest misconceptions about the vagina that I've come across on the streets of social media and apparently in our communities. So, welcome to my anti Olodo uprising medical class. If there's any video you will share today, it's this one. This is Medically Speaking with Dr. Zobo. So, let's bust some health, Zobo, shall we? So I got this comment on one of my recent posts, and it took me straight back to a video I stumbled across on Twitter, now X. So essentially, this lady was using sachet water to demonstrate to her gullible audience how a woman's urine stream supposedly changes depending on her sexual history. According to her, and I'll demonstrate, if you're a virgin, your pee comes out, just in trickles. If you've had few sexual partners, it can trickle more. Multiple sexual partners, it's gonna pour like this. And if you have had a baby or two, postpartum, you've had children, this lady said it doesn't just pour, it gushes. It gushes, it gushes. And do you know the scary part about this? I'll tell you, millions of views. People were in the comments tagging their friends, nodding, affirming, influencer, thanks for telling us. You would think this lady literally just showed them how to win a lottery. You would think this lady just dropped some classified information about a woman's body. She thought she had a point. She plain didn't. Her point was farther than, what do I say now? It was just a far off point. It was no point at all. This was the point. She was nowhere near the point. So consider this your anti-Olodo lesson of the day. In case you're wondering what Olodo is, it's a Nigerian word. I think it's a Yoruba Nigerian word that signifies unintelligence. And recently, there's been a conversation within the Nigerian social media space about people's preference for supposedly unintelligent content instead of pushing out intellectual content that should empower and educate you. People's preference lies with content that is just very shallow. And personally, I've also been sharing tips on how to be very conscious that you don't fall into that pit of Olodo uprising. Because as much as you feel like, oh, everybody out there is the Olodo and I am the intelligent one, we all can fall victim. No matter how intelligent you are, you need to stay learning. So consider this your anti-Olodo health update of the day. And I need you to actually retain this one and share it. Share this particular post because more women and men need to hear it. Women do not urinate through the vagina. They urinate through the urethra. Hold up, I'll show you. This is the vagina and this is the urethra. If a woman wants to pee, you see the pee coming out? That is the pee. That is how pee comes out. Do you see it? Sexual activity doesn't change the urine stream. Virginity doesn't change the urine stream. Number of sexual partners, childbirth, all these do not change your urine stream. No matter what happens, your urine stream is the same unless something is medically wrong with you. There was no test, there was no theory happening or being confirmed in that video. What she was claiming to measure cannot be measured by urination. That was just a big chilled Zobo. Now I know somebody is probably actively typing or thinking in their head, but it's not that deep now. Doc, it's just a joke. Why they vex? I'm gonna tell you why I'm vexing. Firstly, this is how misinformation turns into stigma. That cute little video, that content that is not that deep, a little demo, a little filter, good lighting, put the mood music, and millions of people consume it. Different educational backgrounds, no context. Many of them did not get the comprehensive biology lessons they should have gotten in secondary school. And even those who did get might have forgotten it. So even when it's false, it does great damage. This is the unintended harm of misinformation. And this particular message actually goes ahead to also come with disinformation, which means It is a tool that can harm people. Disinformation has a tendency to cause harm to a group of people, in this case, women. It becomes an ammunition, a tool that people consciously and unconsciously use to judge women, virgins, mothers, anybody based on something that was never real in the first place. Now, do some women experience changes after childbirth? Yes. Some women experience urinary incontinence. You laugh, you cough, you smile, you jump, and then urine is leaking. But that's totally different from what this lady demonstrated. In the case of postpartum urinary incontinence, it's most likely a pelvic floor issue. It does not in any way mean that urine leaks out of the vagina. It just means that the pelvic floor, which should help with the contraction of the bladder muscles, becomes lax. And so when a woman is pressed, she's less likely to hold in that urine as she would have before pregnancy. So the urine leaks from the urethra, not the vagina. As I've said in my previous videos, if urine ever comes out of the vagina, you might have a condition called vesicovaginal fistula, meaning that there's been a tear between the wall of the bladder and the vagina, whereby urine is now leaking from the bladder into the vagina. And that would require surgical intervention. So I need you to take home some things. Number one, urine comes out of the urethra, not the vagina. Two, a woman's urine velocity has nothing, no relationship to her sexual history or activity. Three, yes, there's such a thing as postpartum urinary incontinence, but it is a pelvic floor issue. And yes, it can actually be well managed with some certain exercises and treatment. And we'll dive deeper into this in a subsequent video. Finally, ignorance is not bliss. Misinformation has unintended harm, and we should normalize promoting dignity instead of shame when it comes to women's health. Before you forward the video, ask yourself, is this true? Is this verified? Does this even make sense? Curiosity. Your anatomy is not a morality test. And your urination is definitely not gonna be demonstrated by a sachet of pure water. All right? To move this health gospel forward, here's what you're going to do. Follow this page for more content like this and for part 2. Then share this video with that friend or your community who might not even know that their period blood and urine come out from entirely different openings. And as always, it's clitoris, urethra, vagina, vulva. These are not bad words. If you can't name it right, you can never treat it right. Till next time, I remain yours in health, Dr. Zobo.